Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to another edition of CMJ World Vlogs. I am August C. Jones, and so on this episode, we are going to be talking about the reasons why I love going to the movie theater. Like, anybody that knows me knows that I love going to the movies. In fact, I'm at the day that I'm recording this, I'm going to the movies tonight in a few hours. So yeah, and I'm planning on going there tomorrow as well. So yes, I love going to the movie theaters. I love going to there, watching movies, and just the whole experience. I just love it. And so this video isn't to persuade you that going to the movies, that you're supposed to go to the movies. If you want to go to the movies, you can. If you don't, then stay your ass at home. We don't need you. But in any case, this is like why I love going to the movies. So a lot of people, it's been just a lot of divide, especially nowadays with the introduction of streaming and so on and so forth. It just, people like to talk about the convenience and that you can duplicate that at the crib and all that stuff, as far as the theater experience, or the movies or whatever. I got a good home theater set up and everything else, and whatever. And it's like, I beg to differ. I like to say that you cannot duplicate it. You just cannot. I don't care how good your setup is in your crib, you just cannot duplicate it. And here's why I say that. It's because it's a lot of stuff that you can only get at the movie theater that you cannot get at your home. And when you think about the past experiences you've had, a pastime of a lot of people is going to the movie theaters. And so it's something about it, just the combination of everything, of just being there with people that you don't know, the smell of the popcorn, watching a good movie, like just being there with a crowd that's just as hungry and as thirsty as you are for the movie. Like a movie like Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and people that you can just laugh and like just cry with. I don't cry, but people that you can just laugh and cry with, that you don't even know that they are enjoying the movie or hating the movie just like you. They're there. You all are there for the same reasons, no matter what your race, color, creed, background, whatever it is. Y'all all are there for one particular reason, and that's some people to sleep. I'm not even going to front. A lot of people are like, yeah, I did, yeah, but just to enjoy a movie, to go there and hopefully enjoy a movie, and everything else comes along with it. It's good and the bad comes along with it. And going to the movies definitely has some bad to it. But ultimately it has some good to it. And that's what I'm like trying to emphasize. It's like, you can have like the best setup, but you can't duplicate the popcorn smell. Because it's just something, like people would tell you, like, I didn't go in there to eat popcorn, but I went in there and I smelled the popcorn and it made me want to buy popcorn and blah blah blah. It's like, and people, like, they'll sit there and like, you'll hear them talking to today, even though they can get the popcorn butter, coconut oil at the store now and make their own theater popcorn. It's like, it's nothing to them like the theater popcorn, the movie theater popcorn. That's why you have special Orban Redenbacher or Act 2 popcorn, microwavable popcorn. And what do they call it? Movie theater popcorn. And you know why they have that? It's just for the simple fact that people love the movie theater popcorn. That they can't duplicate that at the crib. They just can't. It's just something about it. It's just like going to McDonald's and like the Coke, Coca-Cola. Like, the pop tastes different, the ice is different. It's just something about it. And that's really what it is. It's you associate good with the movie theater. And I think it's all a mental thing, but also a physical thing, as far as it's something that they do with the popcorn. Not saying that they do they sprinkle drugs in there or they do magic, but it's just how they prepare it. It's something different. And the same thing, you can have the greatest sound at the crib, but you're not going to have movie theater sound. Like, you're not. The screen, you're not going to be able to put that movie screen in your crib. unless you're just insanely wealthy, then yeah, okay, you're gonna put a movie theater, like a regular size movie theater screen in your home. Yes, you can do that. Like, that's the best way. I could say you would have to be wealthy, like just extremely wealthy, in order to be able to duplicate it. And then on top of that, just strangers being around you. Like I said, people just loving or wanting to see the movie, whatever it is, just like you, enjoying it. They come there for one reason and one reason only. That's to watch a movie just like you, to hopefully enjoy it, hopefully take it home with them and be like, that was a great movie, that was a great experience. And everything, all of that combined together, you know, it makes the experience so much better. And then just going to the movie theaters, like just losing yourself in the movie theater, you know, or in the movie, just losing yourself watching this movie, like putting yourself in that position, you know, rallying behind the main character, getting scared along with the people that are being chased by the killer, seeing other worlds. Like, it's just, and I don't want to sound cliche and corny, because like, oh, that's what Nicole Kidman said in the beginning of the AMC you know, thing or whatever, the intro. But it is true. Whether it sounds corny or cheesy or not, it is true. That's what we go to the movies for. That's what we see them for. And it's like, watching it at home is different, because yes, you have the convenience of not having to spend that much money. It might be something on streaming that you could just cut on or whatever. You can pause it, you can cook whatever, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg just to do that. Or you can get stuff that costs the same, but you can get more of it. Like, the convenience of it is there. You know, especially if you have a good sound system or a sound bar, whatever, the convenience is there. But it's just something about being in the, like, being in that space, sitting in the seat, big screen movie. It's like, I can compare it. And this is kind of like relating, but so whenever we look at our kids when they're younger, what do? When they're watching a movie, they'll be sitting close as hell to the movie screen, or, you know, to the TV screen, sitting close as hell. And what do you say? Back away from it before you get blind, which is false, whatever. They're not going to get blind, but they're sitting close because they're immersed into what's happening. And it don't have to be a movie. It could be fucking Paw Patrol, be SpongeBob, but they're getting close to it because it makes the screen bigger and you're immersing yourself in there. And I didn't realize, I mean, everyone is a kid, but you don't really think about that stuff as a kid. You only think about this stuff when you get older. And by the end, you're not sitting fucking close to the screen and having that. But I did that one time. I forget how long ago. I think it was like last year or something, or maybe a couple years ago. I don't remember. But I did it just to kind of think like, okay, let me put myself in the mind of a kid. What is going through a child's mind sitting that damn close to the TV? And that's what I walked away from. It's like they're literally putting themselves in whatever they're watching, because they're getting close enough. It's making it bigger, so it's taking away all the other distractions around them, all the other noises, so they're just in that show. And that's literally what it is with the movie theater. The screen is so huge, it's taking a lot of your attention away from what's going on around you to where you're focused on the movie. And then it's dark, so it's like that's the only light, hopefully, because we got some jerk-offs that whip out their phone and don't even dim their light. They just whip out their phone on full blast, on full light. But regardless, it's the big screen, the only like major light that's going on, and it's like it's taking your attention there, so you're immersing yourself in there. And like, that's really what it is. It's just becoming what you're watching, being into it. It's getting you more enthralled. And it's like, you can do that at home. Yes, you can get involved in a show or movie or whatever it is at the crib. You definitely can. I'm not taking it away, but it's just nothing like going to the movie theaters and just the experience. And it's like, as I've gotten more into movies and doing movie reviews and doing all of this stuff, I found myself like being sad. And I've made a video about this before, but just kind of being sad that, you know, looking at theaters that are no longer around that I used to go to, And if you've ever been in Calumet City, and you've ever been there like early 90s, maybe like, well, in the 90s, early 2000s or whatever, there was, when the mall was actually popping, there were movie theaters 1 through 10, and they were sectioned off. 1 through 6 was in the mall. 7 and 8 was kind of, it was connected to the mall, but it was kind of separate, but it was still connected. And then 9 and 10 was separate from the mall, but it wasn't too far. Like, it was still in the parking lot, so you can just literally walk from the mall all the way over there and go there. So 1 through 10 was the main theaters. And then in Lansing, which is right over the bridge, not too far, like it's not even a mile away, it's like literally the length of a block. Like when you go from like the mall to Lansing, there's another movie theater, Lansing Cinema 8, which they got back in operation for some years before actually closing down during COVID, and it never reopened back up. But those are the movie theaters in Illinois. If you were in near Calumet City or in the city or whatever, you didn't want to go deeper in the city, let's say south suburbs, where yeah, south side, oh my god, I'm getting tired, in the south side where I used to stay at, the Manor or whatever, like that would be like, I guess you could say maybe the closest theater besides 87. But yeah, that was the spot. But in any case, I'm veering off track. I'm reminiscing. But just when I think about movie theaters that are no longer open, in Lansing, I can drive past that, it's still there, it just haven't been open, because like it closed down recently. But the other ones, like 1 through 10, no longer there. Just recently, I want to say maybe a few years back, is when they literally shut, well, I ain't gonna say shut down, but like tore down 9 and 10. I think 1 through 6 is still there, but that part of the mall is closed off. 7 and 8, they've been closed that down and demolished it and put something else over it, so you wouldn't even know. Like, I went there not too long ago, I think maybe a couple years back, trying to figure out where it actually was, because it's literally no sign of like, yeah, it was this. I had to look at old pictures and like and all this stuff and try to figure it out. But it's like, it just, I don't know. And even theaters that I've never been to, I'm just like, oh man, I would just love going to different theaters. I relish it. It's one of those things where when you care about something like that, you appreciate it a little bit more. It's a movie theater, a small little movie theater, 2-screen, dual screen, that's in Griffith, Indiana. It's called Cinemas 1 and 2. I don't know, Griffith Park Cinemas or whatever. People might know. It was right next to like where it used to be a Kmart on Klein and Ridge. And like, I've never been to that theater. But yeah, when I ride past it and I see it, because I believe they're about to tear it down soon. But it's just, I get sad. Just like, oh my God, I wish it was still open. Even though now you got theaters that got 8, 10, 12, some may even have 20 screens to them and all that stuff, or damn near 20 screens. It's like, man, I would love to go to theaters like that. There's a theater in, it's just, I don't know, let me stop reminiscing. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, like I just really appreciate movie theaters. I love going to the movie theaters. I'll be sad if Cherville 16 closed down or whatnot, but you know, it's just, I don't know, I just love it. I want to explore other different movie theaters that I haven't been to. You know, I want to branch out, go a little bit further, and go to this theater, go to that theater, and just see what these other theaters are like, because some are better than others, you know? And I just kind of love that. I really do love that. I wish it was way more movie theaters around me than it is, but I mean, I had to travel 40 minutes to an hour, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, to go to like some of the nearest theaters, but, or you know, outside of the theaters that I've been to. But yeah, man, I don't know, it's something about the movie theaters. Like I said, I'm not about to get into the ins and outs and the good and bad about it, but yeah, those are just my thoughts of why I love going to the movie theater, why it calls me, where sometimes I'll be at work and I just be like, man, I really want to go to the movie. I'm going to the movies after I get off of work, man, and I'm just looking up, like I literally have about 4 or 5 movie theater apps on my phone, so that it's like, okay, when I'm going, I'm definitely gonna make it, you know. So it's whatever. But it's getting dark, the light is getting crazy dark or whatnot. Sorry about the lighting, but Thank you if you've made it this far, if you stay with me, if you agree with me, if you have memories of, you know, movie theaters that are no longer around, that used to be around you, that gave you memories of like when you were younger, whatever, man, leave that stuff in the comments. If not, just make sure before you leave, give me a like, subscribe if you're not, hit that notification bell for more videos like this, and I will catch you guys on the next one. So peace out, stay safe, and go to the movies, man. Even if you do it like once a month, just go. It's a great experience.